It is day 106. Can you believe it? Of the 5th season of the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. And for the 7th time this season, we are broadcasting to you live from the QUEZON Convention Center in Lucena City, the home of your Huskers. And for the last game on our Thursday triple header, Coach Jerson Cabiltes and the NUEVA ECIJA Rise Vanguards will be looking to bounce back from a devastating loss in their last match against the Makati OK Bet Kings. That man on your screens, Byron Villarreal, struggled greatly against the Kings in their last matchup. 0 out of 7 from the outside, while Al Francis Tamsi will be looking to lead the QUEZON Huskers here today. Also struggled in their last game in his return from injury. Jeric Ting, who is now healthy enough to play, coming off an ankle injury. You will be seeing action for the first time in a lot of games here for the QUEZON Huskers. It's going to be QUEZON versus NUEVA ECIJA here tonight. Javi Palanya joined by Coach Juanito Gregorio. Now, Juanito, I'd like to ask this question. What does QUEZON need to be wary of the most against NUEVA ECIJA? This is perhaps the biggest challenge for them here on their home floor.
And if there's one thing that they have to be wary about, it's the veterans nitong NUEVA ECIJA. This team is coming off a loss, and I'm sure these veterans will not allow it to be able to have 2 straight losses, because this is NUEVA Rise Vanguards, our former champions.
Our reigning champions. Okay, ang QUEZON, they're 4-2 at home. So this is definitely their biggest challenge after losses to San Juan and Iloilo. The third member of our broadcast panel is Miss Mika Abisamis. We'll be hearing from her in just a bit. Mapapanood nyo ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino on MPTV Channel 98 on Signal, as well as on our Facebook and YouTube channels. At abangan nyo ang ating delayed telecast on 1PH. That's gonna happen at 9 o'clock p.m. Now let's talk about the previous games of both squads, beginning with the NUEVA ECIJA Rise Vanguards. Both of these teams coming off losses. At itong NUEVA ECIJA, they lost their last game against the Makati OK Bet Kings in Bacolod City. Now, this was a game that they started off pretty strong, but Makati got into a groove by midway point of that first quarter, and they never looked back. Powered by the efforts of their former player, Tonton Bringas, they got away and got the victory. Talking about Makati against NUEVA ECIJA.
Well, this was not a game that NUEVA ECIJA really played well. They were out-rebounded by Makati, and NUEVA ECIJA is number 2 in the league in terms of rebounding. So being out-rebounded by Makati by all the way up to 15 rebounds and minus 13 on the offensive rebounding, that really gave Makati an edge on the second chance points. That is why Makati will be going home with that win, 68-61 in their last game.
Oh, these are numbers that we are not accustomed to seeing coming from the NUEVA ECIJA Rise Vanguards. That's why it's very curious to find out how Coach Jerson Cabiltes prepared his squad for today's bounce-back game against the QUEZON Huskers. Now, to talk about their last matchup, it was also a loss coming up against the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. They too were entering this game winning 4 straight, just like NUEVA ECIJA going up against Makati. This was supposed to be their truest test in terms of that stretch, but they lost this game against Pampanga at the Cuneta Astrodome.
No matter how many wins you have, if you are going against Pampanga, this is really a true test of how strong your team is, and QUEZON did not play well in that last game, outpowered in every category. First game back of Al Francis Tamsi is not enough for them to be able to come back. Their field goals, not really the best, 31.6 on their last game, minus 17 on the rebounding end, and of course Pampanga being the strong and tall team, really outpowering them on the inside and the second chance points, minus 18 on the points in the paint, minus 12 second chance points.
Are really cementing their spot at the top of those categories here this season. Ito Pampanga Giant Lanterns, it has been a struggle for QUEZON, and it remains to be seen how they will be going up against the top team here in NUEVA ECIJA. Now, our player matchup for tonight, Al Francis Tamsi and Byron Villarreal, 2 gunners para dito sa parehong kupunan. Here are their numbers. Di masyado nagkakalayo, but both of these guys have been struggling from the outside as of late.
Shooter-on-shooter matchup here. We have 10.5 points per game for Byron Villarreal, 11.8 points per game para naman dito kay Al Francis Tamsi. But one thing you will be looking at is how these two will affect these teams in terms of their 3-point shooting, and that is one thing we'll be looking at the whole ball game.
These two, Byron Villarreal and Al Francis Tamsi, are side-by-side at courtside with Ms. Mika Abisamis.
I am with 2 of the top scoring machines of this league, Byron Villarreal and Al Francis Tamsi. Byron, sabi mo sa akin kanina, bukod sa 3, Isa ring defensive player ito si Al Francis Tamsi. Gaano ba kahirap kalaban ang ganitong ka-all-around na player?
Siyempre, sobrang hirap kasi opensa at depensa. Pero pinagandaan namin sila.
Pinaghandaan ka daw niya, Al Francis Tamsi. Pag nasimulan ni Byron ang tres niya, unstoppable na talaga siya. Paano mo siya dedepensahan?
Siguro gawin namin box in one kasi nakita namin sa clips talagang unstoppable talaga siya pag nakatama na ng isa. So yun, gawin lang namin yung best para ma-stop din siya.
Maraming salamat, Al Francis Tamsi and Byron Villarias. Mga kaliga, wag na tayong magantayan. Ibigay na natin kay Ken Pangilinan.
Lucena City, are you ready? Coming from the Quezon Convention Center, this is the 2023 OK Bet Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 5, presented by Extreme. It's time now for our main game featuring the visiting Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards and your very own Quezon Huskers. Live on the official MPBL Facebook page, YouTube channel, MPTV Signal Channel 98, and will also be shown on 1PH. Let's meet the starters for the MPBL defending champions, the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Starting at point guard number 18, Philip Manalang. Shooting guard number 29, Michael Wico. Center number 14, Will Mancaloni. Our forward number 23, Jay Collado. And at small forward number 51, Byron Villarias. The head coach of Nueva Ecija is Gerson Cabildes, assisted by Noy Catalan, Orlon Oliveros, Joseph Dion, Florian Pineda, and Harold Nang. Team coordinator, Raymond Dizon. Team manager, Ivan Cuevas. Team owners, Mr. Paul Cuevas and Miss Ryan Cuevas. And now, the starting lineup for your Quezon Huskers. Starting at small forward number 22, Rafi Verano. Power forward number 17, Jason Opiso. Center number 11, Jeremy Mahinay. Point guard number 29, Alvin Abundo. And at shooting guard number 10, Lucina Sini Mayor, Kuya Mark Alcala. The head coach of the Quezon Huskers is Eric Gonzalez, assisted by Nash Rosella, Richie Tixon, Ed De La Torre, Luis Nolasco, and Jonathan Guzman. Team owners, Congressman Mike Tan, Governor Dr. Helen Tan, and San Andres Mayor.
Your primary protagonists for this game between Nueva Ecija and Quezon, the Rice Vanguards, will be beginning with Philip Manalang, Michael Wico, Will Mancaloni, Jay Collado, and Byron Villarias. Sa kabilang panig naman, Quezon will be starting out with Alvin Abundo, Mark Alcala, Jeremy Mahinay, Rafi Verano, and Jason Opiso. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Javi Palanya, Coach Juanito Gregorio, Miss Mika Abisamis on the call for you tonight. Live na live tayo sa MPTV Channel 98 on Signal, as well as on our Facebook and YouTube channels. The Rice Vanguards get the opening tip. Both teams are coming off a loss entering this game.
Coach Gerson Cabildes not taking anything lightly in today's ball game, putting out his veterans to start early on. Manalang, Huico, Villarias, Collado, and Mancaloni right away in the first quarter.
Oh, it's a different story for this ball game because against Makati, he started Michael Mabulak alongside their top scorer for the season, Will Mancaloni. Nueva Ecija gets the steal. Mancaloni running the floor together with Michael Wico. Wico, one of the best rebounding guards here in the league, gets his own miss, tries to follow it up, but he will be fouled. 2 shots coming up para kay Mike Wico.
And I'm sure every time natatalo itong Nueva Ecija, they learn their lesson right away. So you see the aggressiveness to start the ball game para dito sa mga veterano ng Nueva Ecija. In the first few possessions of the ball game, they are running and they want to be able to get that early lead.
One of 3 guys in double figures in that game against Makati. Ito si Michael Wico. 13 points, 4 out of 9 from the field. He was actually their top scorer in that game. And one of the few guys who were really trying towards the latter part of that game to still get them that victory. But the body language and the energy was not the same coming from the other Rice Vanguards, something that we're not used to seeing from the defending champs.
Oh, definitely. This is a team that doesn't change their energy no matter how many their lead is.
Another steal here. Quezon has not been able to attempt a shot. That's a block by Simon Sandagon.
And that is why Simon Sandagon was subbed in early on to provide that energy and athleticism para dito sa Huskers. Nueva Ecija tries to run. Sandagon is there to protect the rim.
The inbound in to Philip Manalang. Wants a screen from Will Macaloni. He gets it. Manalang attacks. Tries to leave it. Not sure if that was for Macaloni or for Collado.
He wanted to give it to Collado, but Manalang wanted him to cut through the basket. Collado wanted to space out. So a little miscommunication, pero babalik ang bola para dito sa Nueva Ecija.
Collado pops out. Manalang attacks. No help side defense coming from Quezon.
Too much space para dito kay Philip Manalang. That is a wide open attacking lane. You're right, Habs. No help side coming from the Quezon Huskers.
Opiso. A little hesitation. Gets a step on Macaloni and Will had no recourse but to reach into the cookie jar.
I think that's going to be an advantage para dito sa Quezon Huskers. Having Rafi Verano and Jason Opiso on your front court, you can actually interchange your positions. See here that layup by Philip Manalang. Going back to the Quezon Huskers. Such a treat to have Rafi Verano and Jason Opiso. Two possessionless guys. Can switch up that 3-4, even that 5 possession with Simon Sandagon. So a lot of switching can happen para dito sa Quezon Huskers.
Opiso, to start this season, was the leading scorer for the Marikina Shoemasters. But during his time here with Quezon, he has not been able to get the same totals he got with Marikina, only averaging 5 points per game.
You know, he was playing terrific basketball to start the season, but Jason Opiso still looking for his groove dito sa Quezon Huskers. We know how talented of a guy this is. Playing a few seasons in the MPBL, was playing terrific para sa Shoemasters. Pero para kay Coach Eric, hindi pa niya nakukuha yung tamang posisyon para dito kay Jason Opiso.
He's already played 8 games. This is his 9th outing para sa Quezon this season. He was a double-double machine para sa Marikina.
I'm sure he's going to be helped by his CEU teammates in Abundo and Casino. So we'll see if that will change para dito kay Opiso.
Well, for now, let's turn you over to Ms. Mika Bisamis.
I want to establish this first. Coach Gerson Cabiltes has not smiled at anybody in his team since that Makati game. Now, let's talk about that game a bit. He thinks Tonton Bringas played very well. He said he got the tone of physicality, which goes to my next point. They need to be in a better position in terms of rebounding. Another problem, screening and executing. We can't just go through the motions, he said. Next point, defense on the perimeter as Quezon will try those threes. And last point, the Novo Ocijanos will see a different team here today. Not necessarily the old one, but a tough one. And here it is. Javi Bonito.
Thank you so much for that report, Mika. Well, Tonton Bringas certainly led Makati. He set that tone for the Kings in that game. 8 points, 11 rebounds, a lot of them coming on the offensive glass. He really manufactured numerous possessions para sa Makati in that game. And preparing for that match, he was helping the coaching staff in terms of scouting, being a former member of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards.
I think that's one of the main reasons that's why they got the victory in their last game. See here. They're asking for a foul counted on Philip Manalang. I think they're reviewing it. But going back to Tonton Bringas, he was a big help in that last win. Now, physicality is the name of the game para kay Tonton Bringas. And if he can add scouting reports to his physicality, to the defense of Makati, and that's going to be the reason why they'll be going home with the win in their last game.
So there will be no continuation on that shot by Philip Manalang. And Mika also mentioned she established it. Actually, that was her first point. Coach Gerson hasn't smiled to anybody since that Makati game. I just want to counter that a bit. Coach Gerson barely smiles.
Parang hindi naman talaga masyadong umingiti. Actually, kinongratulate ko na yun sa isang panalo ni Coach Gerson. Minsan lang ako makita ng thank you na walang ngiti. Tignan natin si Coach Gerson. Medyo rare talaga ang smile. But that is how passionate he is with his team here in Nueva Ecija.
And one thing I also want to point out, this is the first time I'm seeing Coach Gerson Cabiltes tuck in his shirt for a game. As Rafi Verano gets the second basket here for the Quezon Huskers.
One of the main guys this full season, Rafi Verano, has really proven that he is one of the better talents here in the MPBL. Of course, coming out of that top Baldwin system, Rafi Verano has shown he has more to offer in terms of his offensive talent.
Macaloni losing it to the Quezon defense. Apiso attacking hard. Disciplined D by JJ Collado. But he's unable to force a turnover there against Quezon. Coach Gerson Cabiltes is livid on that sideline. There is something really different about how he's coaching this game. As we look at this three-point shot brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Sandagon gives it up. Abundo back to Mayor Mark Alcala. He initiated this offense for Quezon. Abundo at the last moment wanted to pass it off. Verano.
Tough defense coming from Michael Huico, forcing Rafi Verano to a double pump three-point line. But Huico will be called for that charge. Hindi na naman masaya si Coach Gerson Cabiltes with that call.
If you see there, pulang-pula na si Coach Gerson. Wala pa tayong 4 minutes into this. We're not even halfway to the first quarter.
And going back to Mika's point, they have to be able to look out for the three-point shots of the Quezon Huskers. That has been their bread and butter the whole season. So if you can close out that option para dito sa Huskers, then you are already doing a big chunk of your defensive end.
Well, that wasn't a three-point shot, but that was still a score inside this time para kay Alvin Abundo, kissing it off the glass. 8-7 ang ating tally dito. Villarias has not attempted a single three-point shot in this game. Was unable to hit a single one from the outside against Makati. 0 out of 7. Michael Huico continuing to carry the fight here for Nueva Ecija.
Michael Huico really aggressive in this ballgame. 8 of the 10 points at Nueva Ecija, all coming from Michael Huico. And he really wants to be able to go home with the victory today.
Opiso from the outside. That's off to the left. Huico taps it. It goes to Philip Manalang. 3-point lead for the Rice Vanguards. Villarias off the screen from Macaloni. Sandagon denying him that entry pass. Manalang looks at the clock. It reads 7. Philip pulls up. Not really his greatest strength, that outside shot.
Sandagon is doing a great job on Will Macaloni, denying him that basketball every time on the post. That's why Will Macaloni is struggling to get that ball here in their offense early on.
Opiso's missed his last 2 shots from the outside. Huico crosses up Verano, loses it. It will stay with Nueva Ecija. You take a look at this epic move of the game in partnership with OK Bet. Together we win. What a move that was coming from Alvin Abundo.
Alvin Abundo denying that handoff, going one-on-one against Philip Manalang, going for that fade, cutting into the lead of Nueva Ecija.
4-man substitution here para kay Coach Eric Gonzalez. Jeric Teng, RJ Minerva, Al Francis Tamsi, and Thomas Torres will be coming in for the first time para sa Quezon. But it looks like Jeremy Mahinay will also come in for Simon Sandagon.
Early challenge. We have an early challenge here.
Coach Eric Gonzalez utilizing his only challenge of the game. His team down by 3, 10-7. More than halfway through this first quarter. What have you liked from these two teams so far, Juanito?
Well, Quezon has been able to deny the bigs nitong Nueva Ecija. You know how talented Will Macaloni is. Every time he gets that ball on the post, more than likely he is attacking anyone. But Simon Sandagon has been able to deny him that basketball. On the side of Nueva Ecija, it's been all Huico in this first quarter, pero enough na yung kanyang aggressiveness for them to be able to actually give them a lead early on. But the other guys of Nueva Ecija has to step up.
Quezon Huskers basketball.
Be successful para sa Quezon Huskers.
Jeremy Mahinay for
So they will take the basketball here. This was the play that they challenged. A move by Huico.
Oh yes, no one even near Huico. I don't know how the refs missed that.
So a chance to cut into this lead or maybe even tie it. Mika mentioned 3 things in her report. Coach Gerson said 3 points nga. Defense, the screens, and also being a different squad here today. So far, how are you gauging those 3 points?
Well, they're actually doing everything well. Besides the Rafi Verano 3, they're actually able to close out on every opportunity itong Nueva Ecija. And this is a veteran-laden 5 para sa Nueva Ecija. So you know that this will really be a good defensive lineup para sa koponan ni Coach Gerson Cabilde. So they are doing everything well here, but Quezon's energy has just been skyrocketing to start the ball game. That's why they're able to get a few baskets early on.
Or they're trying to get the energy from the crowd here at the Quezon Convention Center. We're filled to the brim here. Halos wala tayong empty seats sa ating main venues dito sa loob ng Quezon Convention Center. It's just the seats behind the ring na may empty seats. Oh.
Nueva Ecija trying to get scoring early on. Joshua Fontanilla will be put in the ball game.
Huico doesn't really attempt much from the outside. In and out on that try. Jeric Teng, his first game back from an ankle injury. Mahinay couldn't make it, but RJ Minerva is there to save the day.
Those big men of Quezon Huskers are really so athletic. You have Rafi Verano, Jason Opiso, RJ Minerva, and Simon Sandagon really can do the dirty work for you. At pinapakita ni Minerva that his energy is enough for them to cut into the lead to a 1-point lead.
Roy Sumang, meanwhile, getting his first attempt to drop. Roy was a late season addition here para sa Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards, former Northport Batampier point guard, but has certainly been a big boost to Coach Gerson Cabilte's point guard rotation, as if hindi pa malakas.
Already have a lot of strong guards there. You even have an uprising Harvey Pagsanhan, but still adding Roy Sumang to that mix.
To talk more about that point guard situation for Coach Gerson, yes, they're loaded at that spot. They have found it very difficult to replace one Hesed Gabo.
Hesed Gabo really provides a lot of things. He can score, he can defend, he has a lot of different things he can offer. But yung leadership ni Hesed Gabo, medyo masakit eh. This guy is very vocal, very active. And, it's such a dream to have a Hesed Gabo in the lineup. And I think that's one thing na nawawala ngayon dito sa Nueva Ecija.
They've encountered a lot of close games this season. And usually, when the going gets tough, it's Hesed Gabo who runs the show para sa kanila. That was the same last year, but they were unbeaten. It's mainly because of Gabo's composure during those tight situations.
One thing na nawawala dito sa Nueva Ecija is that one guy who will say, ako muna in that end game. There always has to be someone to say, oh, okay, let me take things first and just do your job. And that has been Hesed Gabo for them the past few seasons. But, he went over to the PBA wanting to go and try with the NLEX Road Warriors. But Roy Sumang might be one of the guys who can probably slowly get into that role.
4 points now so far para kay Super Roy. Looks a pass to Mabulang. Hesitates on the jumper. Releases it with Mahinay right in front of him. That's a miss. 3-possession ball game, 16-9. Jeric Teng looking slimmer compared to how he started this season. Namsi off the handoff. Too strong. Sumang has Mabulang up ahead. And Mike Mabulak will score the 2 points.
Never want to see Mike Mabulak on that open court because this guy knows how to finish on those fast breaks against a shorter Jeric Teng. Mike Mabulak will be able to finish.
This was the score by Sumang. That was his second perimeter jumper of the game. And off the miss, this time, He gets the feed up to Michael Mabulak. That is one great thing about Nueva Ecija. It's their bigs who finished the fast break para sa kanila. 9-point advantage, 18-9 para sa Nueva Ecija. Let's take a look at the next 3 games on the schedule. The Quezon Huskers, they will be facing Valenzuela on August 8, 6 days after that. Zamboanga Family's Brand Sardines here at the Quezon Convention Center in that showdown between the Bacoor City Strikers and the Strike Gym. One of the games na inaabangan rin natin this season.
Well, it's gonna be a slightly tough road para dito sa Quezon Huskers. Zamboanga and Bacoor also up top that South Division. Number 3 is Zamboanga. Sorry, number 4 is Zamboanga. Of course, number 1 is Bacoor. But Quezon is actually only 1 game behind Zamboanga and 2 games behind Gensan. So Quezon is really trying to knock on that door. At number 5, they don't have home court advantage yet. So gusto nilang makuha tong panalo to eventually inch closer to that top 4.
Of course, it's very important that they get hold of a spot in the top 4 to gain home court advantage sa ating postseason. And with 9 games remaining, that seems to be the mission that they are trying to pursue. Jeremy Mahinay from the short corner overshoots that one. Sumang maneuvering his way through the defense. Jonathan Uiloan is in for the first time along with Bobby Balocanag. Uiloan, fadeaway jumper, rattles it through.
Such a tough shot para dito kay Jonathan Uiloan. Off balance on the non-strong foot. But that upper body and that form of Jonathan Uiloan is enough for him to get the basket.
Basket after quite a drought for Quezon, courtesy of RJ Minerva. Fontanilla fails to connect. Forward to Tamsi. Tamsi leaves it. Jeric Teng, that's an easy 2 points.
Welcome back, Jeric Teng. Jeric Teng suffered an ankle injury and he's been gone for quite some time. You see Jeron and Alvin here, all the way in Quezon. They are homegrowns of Quezon. Kaya I'm sure masayang-masaya sila makauwi dito sa Quezon.
You also saw their sister, Almira Teng. Short on the jumper, ito si Michael Mabulak. Something that you don't really see a lot coming from Mike, but it has been a struggle for him this season. In and out of the lineup due to numerous injuries. He was not the same force that he was last year.
And Michael Mabulak, of course, still one of the main guys para dito sa Nueva Ecija, but a lot of discomfort from all of his injuries.
Here was the drop-off.
Jerry Teng's actually not at 100%. We were talking with him. He's just enough for him to be able to play quality minutes. But if we're talking 1 to 100, wala pa po sa 100 itong si Jeric Teng. But again, they are playing crucial games and you want your leader to be there if you want to be able to get some victories.
They do recognize the importance of this game. And of course, playing against the defending champions as Roy Sumang able to beat the buzzer right there for the first quarter.
I would say that is a mental lapse para dito sa Quezon Huskers. Not the way you want to end the first quarter. We'll be checking if that counts, but that looks like it will count. Let's see. Less than 1 second. Patalon si Roy. Gaano ba kabilis si Super Roy? Ooh. Looks like that won't count. Sobrang edge.
Close, but yeah, it looks like that will be nullified.
No, still not the way you want to be able to end the first quarter. Quezon not able to make the right decision in the last 5 seconds of the first quarter.
And there you go. Our referees officially announcing that basket from Sumang will not count. Nevertheless, Sumang has helped Nueva Ecija to this 7-point lead after the first 10, 20-13. Back here inside the Quezon Convention Center in Lucena City, the home of the Huskers. Robin Ronyo and his squad currently down by 7 points against the defending champions in NUEVA ECIJA Rice Vanguards, 20-13. Abby Balanya joined by Coach Juanito Gregorio and Miss Mika Bisamis. Earlier today, we had Bataan winning over Parañaque and Rizal conquering the Laguna CRA-Asia Heroes. A stop to open this second quarter para sa Quezon. They turned the ball over on their first offensive possession. RJ Minerva trying to locate Raymark Acuno down low.
Try to go high-low early on in the second quarter, but won't be a success to start the second.
Jonathan Oilon with a rock. Balocanag pops out. So does Fontanilla. He gets the handoff. Sumang receives. There's a foul away from play. RJ Minerva.
And I think that's one thing na sinasabi ni Coach Gerson Cabiltes. You saw there the first 10 seconds of the offense. No screen hit a defender. So that is just going through the motion, not really able to execute the way you want to. And that is one thing he is actually frustrated about. Na they're just going through the motion, not really able to see what is the purpose of that screen.
Para saan pa magdo-draw up ka ng play kung di naman tatama yung mga screens, di ba? Fontanilla pulls back a bit. Attempts from 3, that's no good. Robin Ronyo with the rebound. Little brush screen from Acuno. Tamsi with a hand in his face. No problem for Al Francis Tamsi.
Al Francis Tamsi loves those handoff three-pointers because it gives him a little space to actually get that quick release off. So if you see it, Al Francis Tamsi going for that handoff, you have to be able to deny it right away.
You also have to be able to deny that baseline drive by Michael Mabula. Acuno to answer, no good. Good thing Opiso was there to clean up the mess.
Jason Opiso, of course, one of the more respected rebounders we have here in the MPBL. Always active on those offensive boards.
22-18. Sumang has not yet missed from the field here today.
6 points already para dito kay Super Sumang. And we were talking about someone who can step up and actually be the guy para dito sa NUEVA ECIJA, and Sumang is showing that he might be one of the best guys to actually show up.
Let's take a look at this epic move of the game in partnership with OKBet. Together we win. That time Michael Mabula taking advantage of his foot speed against Raymark Acuno. The lead is 6 for the Rice Vanguards. Ronyo, quick trigger, rattles that one down.
We were talking about how deadly the three-point shooting of Quezon Huskers is. Every time they actually see a little space, titira at titira itong mga player ng Quezon Huskers. We saw it from Tansi, now we're seeing it from Ronyo, and they have other guys who can do the same.
They are in the top 5 in terms of three-point percentage in the league. 32.7% as a squad this season. Robin Ronyo, formerly of the Negros Pau Moscovados, was actually their leading scorer for a time. There he gives up the foul right after his three-point basket. Coach Gerson Cabiltes will be taking a timeout here. 8 minutes and change remaining here in the first half. Babalik ang Maharlika Pilipinas basketball. Quezon is 4-2 here at the Quezon Convention Center. They've lost to Iloilo 64-73 and to the San Juan Knights 69-98. Their wins have come against Negros, Bicol, Makati, and Imus. So they really haven't won against a squad with a winning record.
And one thing about their losses is both losses, they started out very slow. Kaya hirap sila humabol, especially here in the Quezon Convention Center. So one thing they have to learn, if they start slow, they won't be able to go home with a victory. And so far, they're battling it out well with NUEVA ECIJA here in the first half.
34-21, the lead is 3 for the Rice Vanguards. Mabulak down low to Shaq Taganas. Well read by Michael Mabulak, seeing that advantage by Shaq against Simon Sandagon.
Space he got from that push dito kay Simon Sandagos. You see the side of Shaq Taganas. Simon might be taller, but the strength and the power of Taganas will be too much para dito kay Sandagon.
Piso, no bounce. Look at Robin Ronyo really trying to secure that possession against one of the best rebounders this league has ever seen in Shaq Taganas.
This might not be the best rebounder we have in the league, pero si Robin Ronyo walang pakialam kung gaano kalakas itong si Taganas, gunning for that rebound at mapupunta ang bola dito sa Quezon Huskers.
That's why Ronyo has been successful throughout his career. His no-frills attitude has really brought him a lengthy tenure in the pros, as J.K. Casino able to knock down an outside shot.
And that is the third three-pointer of the Quezon Huskers in this quarter. One from Tamsin, one from Ronyo, now from Casino. Sinabihan na sila ni Gerson Cabiltes on how deadly the shooting of Quezon will be, and now we are slowly seeing that.
Could have hit that time. Quezon had 8 3-pointers out of 37 attempts against Pampanga. It was well defended. Here you see that story on your screens. Wala pang dekada mula sa labas ito NUEVA ECIJA. Tamsi wanting to add to that total. No go this time. The tap goes outside. It's going to go the side of the NUEVA ECIJA Rice Vanguards.
I'm sure the Quezon Husker fans are excited to see Al Francis Tamsi back and healthy for them. He was gone for a few weeks after that shoulder injury, but I asked him earlier, okay ka na ba? And he said, I'm well and ready and 100%. And Al Francis Tamsi already with 3 points in the game.
Well, they definitely need his scoring here today. He is their top scorer this season at 11.8 points per game. Backdoor action there, courtesy of Shaq Taganas and Jonathan Oiloan.
Basic basketball being played by Oiloan and Taganas. All you need is a good cut and a good pass, and you'll be getting an easy two. At yun ang pinakita ni Taganas tsaka ni Oiloan.
Here we see again Biton initiating that. A good cut by Jonathan Oiloan.
Sometimes all you need is a good break, and you'll be wide open. At yun na yun ang ginawa ni Jonathan Oiloan.
Casino looks up. He sees that there's still a lot of time on that shot clock. Casino, the spin against Mabulak. Everything but the finish right there for JK. Quezon recovers. Sandagon offers the roadblock. The handoff. Verano from the outside. That's a foul against Michael Huico.
Clear foul para galing dito kay Michael Huico. Closing down on any space Rafi Verano had. And again, you have to be wary of that handoff three. That is a weapon that Quezon has been using the whole season, either from Tamsi, Abundo, Verano, or any of their shooters. You know, they are trying to utilize that small space given from that handoff. And Rafi Verano will be able to fish for a foul.
Oh, is that something familiar in Coach Eric Gonzalez's dribble drive system?
Yes, it's something that he's been able to utilize, as we see manager Don Kapunan in that video. And we see, yun ang ginagamit talaga even from Coach Nash Rosella. That dribble drive is very often they use that handoff three.
Well, those free throws were brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. The crowd is roaring here, and that's because Topeng Lagrama has now approached the scorer's table to come in para kay JK Casino.
Definitely a crowd favorite dito sa Quezon Huskers. You know, every time we're here, you know, you hear the chants para dito kay Topeng Lagrama. When you're watching the Facebook Live, all the comments, 80% will be saying, asan si Topeng Lagrama? Ayan na po, si Topeng Lagrama na ipasok na po sa larong ito.
At ayan na rin po si Michael Huico rejecting the screen and driving baseline. Lagrama, it's impressive how famous he is here on this squad. Despite the constellation of stars, he is the brightest star here for the Quezon Huskers. Bitoon loses the defense on the screen, unable to hit from the outside. 30-27, 3 points is the lead for Nueva Ecija. The interception by Uloan, the finish by Wico.
Oh, that pass was well read. Kitang-kita yung pasa ni Robin Ronyo. He was looking at the right side ever since he got that basketball, so it was well read by the defense of Nueva Ecija.
Wico already up to double figures in this game. He's the only player with 10 points or more. Lagrama to Mahinay on the roll. Jeremy could not finish.
Oh, everything but the shot for Jeremy Mahinay. That was good spacing coming from Quezon, and that was a perfect opportunity for a pick and roll.
Verano, one man to beat. Pass too low for Jason Apiso.
Everything but the execution para dito sa Quezon Huskers. They're actually making the right decisions. From that pick and roll to that drop pass, those are actually the types of passes you want to happen in your offense. Yun lang, di ma-shoot ang layup, masyadong mababa ang pasa. It's all about the execution. Good intention, bad execution.
There you see the turnover story on your screens, 9-6. Nueva Ecija, by the way, one of the top teams in terms of turning the ball over. Then that's not a good sign, by the way.
Matagal lang hindi masaya si Coach Gerson about that. No, even though they're winning, it's something he has been clamoring about na hindi talaga nila napoprotektahan ng bola.
Oh, the reason why they're defending champions is because Coach Gerson, you mentioned, even if they've been winning ball games, even if tatlo pa lang ang naging talo nila this season, he holds his team to a very high standard that they want to win ball games the right way. He doesn't care if they play sloppy. If they play sloppy, for him, that's a bad game.
He always holds them accountable if ever they do something wrong. And of course, I'm sure, marami silang napag-usapan pagkatapos ng talo nila sa Makati.
Oh, Lagrama, no looks a pass. Rafi Verano will score the deuce.
And that is a highlight for Topeng Lagrama. Everybody really enjoying that drop pass from Topeng. Quick swing pass coming from Topeng. Easy to para kay Rafi.
You get him on the open floor, he will definitely make something magical happen. Ito si Topeng Lagrama. A miss from the outside coming from Mike Wico. 0 out of 2 from three-point country here in this game. A chance to tie here or get within one. Verano has his shot blocked by Will Macaloni.
Can't do that against a veteran like Will Macaloni. Rafi Verano trying to do some hesitation to an attack. But Will Macaloni has just been able to experience a lot of those. Good block from Will.
Here was the no-look pass. Lagrama getting it to Rafi Verano.
Not even a dribble para dito kay Topeng.
Here he is with the rock once again. Trying to locate Jeremy Mahinay off of the cross screen. And he was taken down by Shaq Taganas.
It's going to be a good physical matchup down low. Mahinay versus Taganas.
Oh, you bet.
Pisikalan, kung pisikalan sa ilalim.
I'm sure both of these teams have their ice bats ready after this game. Matinding masahiya na mangyayari dito. Tamsi had to drop it off to Abundo. Nobody marking him after he pulled out. But he failed to hit. Lead is still 3 here for Nueva Ecija. Villarias kicks it out. Wico will attack this time. Too strong on the finger roll. Lagrama head on a swivel. Tells Abundo to go forward. Waits for Mahinay. Bounce pass. Another great play on the break for Topeng Lagrama.
Topeng Lagrama just saw everybody coming through and making the best decision. Going to a trailing Jeremy Mahinay. Topeng Lagrama might not be the tallest, but if you're talking about talent and IQ, he definitely has it para dito sa Huskers.
Well, all knotted up at 9 apiece in terms of assists. Quezon is down by 1. They could be up. A foul on the three-point shot by Bailon Villarias.
And once again, it's coming off that handoff. That small space is enough para dito sa mga shooters ng Huskers to be able to release that, and the late help, the late defender always ends up with a foul. Pero tignan muna natin tong highlight. Tingin sa kanan, tingin sa kaliwa, may kakampi pala ako. Finding him at the exact position he needs to be. And Tumpeng Lagrama finding that highlight.
Well, he had Rafi Varano already ahead of him, but he did wait for the best possible opportunity on the break para sa Quezon. Tamsi getting his first free throw to go, but missing on the second.
Pinakita kasi sa screen na wala pang mintis. Parehas na team sa free throw. Baka nakita ni Tamsi na pressure.
He's one of the top shooters from the charity stripe this season, 84.6%.
That's why he is well missed after that injury nitong Quezon Huskers. You know, he was one of the guys that really provided them a lot of scoring from the outside and the inside. So when he was lost alongside Jerick Teng, they were really looking for scorers. Itong Quezon Huskers.
Quezon is now in the lead. Collado couldn't hit on the hook shot, but Will McAloney able to tip it in.
No one boxing out to Will McAloney. That's why he will be open for that tip in. You know, you have to be able to locate itong rebounders ng Nueva Ecija. They are number 2 in rebounding here in the league.
Mahinay against Collado. Double team by McAloney. Jeremy could not connect.
Jeremy Mahinay, the past few games, has been able to power through a lot of his defenders. But here, he will be going through a lot of power with McAloney and Collado on that front court.
He had 5 points against Pampanga. Here he is now on the defensive side against McAloney. There was a foul. Somebody hit McAloney on the face.
It's so loud here in the venue na hindi na natin marinig pag pumipito yung referee. And that is how many people we have here in the venue.
McAloney will be trooping to the line for 2 shots. His first trip to the charity stripe in this game. As a team, Nueva Ecija has not yet missed from the line in this game.
Kung sanang mabati agad, ha? Sige natin kung andyan. Either Mix or you, every time sinasabi na perfect from the line or maganda yung percentage. Okay, pasok.
McAloney is number 4 in terms of free throw percentage.
That's one of the guys you don't want to foul. Every time this guy's fouled, more than likely he's making that free throw.
72.9% from that area. Lead is back with Nueva Ecija. Bitoon has Wico ahead. Wico gets the basket and one.
You know, that's why you don't want to make mistakes against the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguard, because automatically the open break is always to their advantage. You know, you have one of the best passers in Chris Bitoon. You have one of the best finishers in Michael Wico, and you always have their bigs trailing down. You see Collado is just right there beside them. So it's just so hard to go up against the running game of Coach Gerson Cabiltes.
Wico continues to hum in terms of scoring here for Nueva Ecija, but could not convert on the bonus.
First miss from the free throw line itong Nueva Ecija.
Dempsey, that time forced to give it up. Abundo steps out to the 3. Overshoots that one. Lagrama with the offensive rebound. Shot clock did not reset para sa Quezon. Shot from the outside, no good. Galing kay Dempsey.
No, under half-court sets, they're only looking for the 3-point shot. But a lot of times, there's also open opportunities para dito kay Minerva or Simon Sandagon.
Quick stop for Quezon. Lagrama doesn't settle for the 3. Sandagon, extra pass. RJ Minerva with the score.
There you go. That is the advantage of the length of Minerva and Sandagon on the inside. Those two are very athletic and very high IQ bigs. So you also have to be able to give them that rock.
How do you like this combination in the front court para kay Coach Eric Gonzalez? Simon Sandagon and RJ Minerva, 2 former foes in the UAAP, now playing side by side.
And they actually play very similar even in the UAAP. So I'm liking the combination the whole season. I've been enjoying their mix. But of course, they still have to learn how to play physical against a team like Nueva Ecija.
The score is 40-35. Timeout taken here on the floor. 58.3 seconds remaining in the first half. Next 3 games on the schedule for Coach Gerson Cabiltes and the NUEVA ECIJA Rice Vanguards. Pasig, Jensan, and then Bicol. They will be facing Pasig at Palayan City on August 8, Jensan on August 16, and 8 days after that, the Bicol Volcanoes on August 24.
What a stretch para dito kay Coach Gerson Cabiltes. I remember talking to him a few weeks back. He said, this is going to be a tough 5-game stretch, and true enough, went up against Caloocan, went against Makati, will be going against Quezon, and then their next 2 games, Pasig and Jensan, are also up top our divisions. So, kaya pala medyo stressed to si Coach Gerson Cabiltes sa susunod ng 5 laro pa niya. Ay hindi masyadong madali.
And after that, he still has to face the San Juan Knights. Of course, also that rematch for last year's finals against the Zamboanga Family's Brand Sardines. That, by the way, will be happening at the Vitaliano Agan Coliseum in Zamboanga.
So for our Zamboanga fans, be ready. That is going to be a heck of a matchup all the way up in Zamboanga.
Yeah, that's why, who says that we've run out of blockbuster matchups this season?
Hindi pa.
That Pampanga Nueva Ecija game was just the tip of the iceberg.
Panimula pa lang eh. Panimula pa lang yung magagandang laro. I can even say this is another blockbuster match. Everybody is excited here in this venue.
Oh, definitely. It has really drawn a lot of excitement, and I'm sure people watching at home have also been glued to their screens. This game has been very tight. No team leading by more than 8 points. Abundo making his move against Philip Manalang. Mayor Mark Alcala is back into the match. Deng wants a screen from Sandagon. Forced to give it up. Minerva, cross court. Alcala, he loves those corners. And why not?
Home court advantage it is. Mayor Mark Alcala wide open on that corner 3. And that is a good find from his teammates. Everybody was looking left. On the right was Kuya Mark Alcala wide open for the 3.
10.2 seconds remaining here. Timeout taken by Coach Gerson Cabiltes. There you see that corner pocket 3 by Mayor Mark Alcala. And that's why we'd like to give a shout out to Vice Mayor Roderick Alcala, ang tatay ni Mayor Mark Alcala, and his mother, Mary Grace Alcala, who I'm sure might be in the venue watching, or kung hindi man, I'm sure nanonood yan sa ating mga Facebook or YouTube channels.
2-in-1 na yun. Proud ka na sa Quezon team. Proud ka pa sa anak mo. Panalong-panalo talaga yung 3-point shot na yun.
Oh, there they are. They're here in the venue at the Quezon Convention Center. Vice Mayor Roderick Alcala and his mom, Mary Grace Alcala. Siyempre naman, todo suporta para sa kanilang anak na si Mayor Mark Alcala. Filled to the brim here at the Quezon Convention Center. Abby Palanya, Coach Juanito Gregorio, and Ms. Mika Abesamis, your panel for tonight. Earlier, we had Bataan beating Parañaque and Laguna losing to the Rizal Golden Coolers. On your screens are very hardworking MPBL leadership. Hardworking might even be an understatement. Dire-diretso po, wala pong pahinga. Sila Commissioner Kenneth Doremdes, Operations Head Emerson Oreta, Security Chief Rudy Distrito, and the rest of our MPBL staff. Time winding down here in the second. Successful stop to end the first half for the Quezon Huskers.
Not the best play to end the quarter, even after the timeout. Not much space to operate para kay Orin Katakutan, and that will end with a 4-point lead for Nueva Ecija. Good adjustments for the Quezon Huskers to slowly get back into the ballgame.
Well, what about Topeng Lagrama? He was just a spark plug off that bench. As soon as he came in, he brought in a different type of energy para sa kanyang koponan.
Operating is Topeng Lagrama, but also another operator is Chris Biton, able to provide. And of course, one guy providing something, which is muscle, is Macaloni. Kuya Mark Alcala also providing a 3-pointer. We've had a heck of a ball game dito sa Quezon Convention Center.
Michael Wigo leading all scorers with 14 points. The score is 42-38. Magbabalik ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba, dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di matatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Back at the QUEZON Convention Center for your OK Bet Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. My name is Nika Abisamis, and right now I am joined by a very special guest, Attorney Don Kapunan of the QUEZON Huskers. Good evening, Attorney. We are seeing quality entertainment here tonight, Attorney. How are you enjoying this game so far?
Enjoy as always. Pag nandito kami sa convention center, talagang tumataba ang puso namin pag nakikita lalo na yung mga fans ng Quezon Huskers.
At napag-usapan niyo yung mga fans dito sa loob ng QUEZON Convention Center, Attorney. Ano pong gusto niyo sabihin sa kanila at meron pa po ba kayong mga gustong batiin?
Yes, maraming salamat sa lahat ng dumalo ngayon dito sa convention center. Mga Quezonian, mga Lucinahin, maraming salamat po talaga sa suporta at taos-puso pong pasasalamat sa patuloy ninyong pagsuporta sa ating basketball team.
Meron po ba kayong mga gusto pang batiin?
Yes, of course, gusto namin pasalamatan din lahat ng aming sponsors. Sila Go Belen Tan, unfortunately she's not here. RD Ronel Tan, Kong Mike Tan, yung brother niya, yung aming medical doctor, si Doc Kim Tan as well. Mga members ng Sangguniang Panlalawigan nandito rin, si Vice Mayor Dondon Alcala, si Vice Governor 3D Alcala. Kompleto sila ngayon, natutuwa naman ako at patuloy niyong sinusuportahan ng ating basketball team. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Maraming salamat po once again, Attorney Don Kapunan, Team Manager of the QUEZON Huskers. Ngayon naman mga kaliga, ang paborito niyong segment kung saan tayo pwede magkwentuhan at ibigay niyo sa amin ang inyong mga comments and suggestions dyan lang sa ating MPBL shoutouts. At ito na nga, Meron nang nauna si Marifes Saga, let's go Quezon Huskers. Laban lang kung natalo sila ng Makati, kaya nyo rin silang talunin. Natalo nyo ang Makati, di ba? Kaya focus lang, play harder, and sure you will win. More time to play for Lagrama. Mukhang devoted fan ito ng Quezon at lalo na ni Topeng Lagrama. At ito naman si Lloyd Rulida. Bawi Nueva Ecija, batak sa trabaho, pisikal, pero minama lang kayo sa pisikalan last time ng Makati ng mga office boy. Nako, challenge ito para sa Novo Ecijanos. Galingan nyo daw ngayong gabi. At ito naman si Rich Ford. See you later, Miss Mika. Nandito ka ba, Rich? Magpakita ka sa akin. At yan na nga, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng nagbigay ng mga shoutouts. Once again, ibigay nyo lang ang inyong mga comments and suggestions dyan lang po sa ating MPBL Facebook page. Magbabalik po ang OK Bet Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Sa Luzon, MPBL Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na, yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba, dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na, yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, at Mindanao. MPBL Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Halftime now between the Quezon Huskers and the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. The score is 42-38. We're still live from the Quezon Convention Center here in Lucena City. And so far, it has been nip and tuck, but Nueva Ecija has been able to hang on to the lead.
It's been an inside-outside battle dito sa Nueva Ecija tsaka sa Quezon Huskers. We're looking at the field goal percentage. Actually, they're not far from each other. 45% para sa Nueva Ecija, only 39 para dito sa Quezon Huskers. But it's been the inside-outside which has been the biggest difference. Quezon has made 5 3-pointers in this ballgame. Nueva Ecija has yet to make a 3-pointer. But on the other end, Nueva Ecija has scored 24 points from the inside. Quezon only 14. And the ball movement of both teams has just been terrific. 12 assists para dito sa Quezon. 10 naman para dito sa Nueva Ecija. So the question is, whose game will be playing it out more here in the second half? Is it the inside game of Nueva Ecija or the outside game nitong Quezon Huskers?
So Quezon is already halfway through their average of 3 points attempted here in this game. They're averaging 30 attempts from the great beyond this season. Let's see if they'll be able to get more makes in the second half. There was one of them coming from Mayor Mark Alcala at the tail end of that second quarter that really helped them trim the gap against the Rice Vanguards. Your leading scorers here, Michael Wico leading everybody with 14. Hindi masyadong ramdam actually.
Very quiet 14.
Macaloni with 8, Mabulak and Sumang with 6 apiece. Sa kabilang panig naman, it's been a more balanced scoring para sa Quezon Huskers. Verano with 8, Minerva with 6, Namsi with 5, and Jason Opiso with a couple of baskets.
You know, what I want to see here in the second half with a game like this that's close and nip and tuck, I want to see someone really stepping up for either of the team. That has been the problem of either team. In the end game, sinong hawak ng bola and will take charge for the team. And that is what we will see here in the second half.
Namsi off another handoff. Missing badly, Ronyo. Another one from the outside, and he gets it through.
We were just talking about how deadly the outside shooting of the Quezon Huskers in their first possession. They right away go with that outside shooting, and they make it right away.
Villarias has yet to make one from downtown in this game. Ecija on the recycle. Magaloni a little bit too far from his comfort zone. He backs down Mahinay. Chermi gives up the personal.
Well, Makaloni did not see his option there. Collado is actually wide open on the inside for that drop pass. Saan natin nakangiti ngayon si Collado kay Makaloni. Pare, libre ako. Hindi lang niya nakita.
These guys have faced numerous battles together, have won numerous championships side by side each other. And this is another new chapter in their careers this season.
It might be one of the tougher seasons they'll be facing. You know, with 29 teams, of course, mas mahihirapan silang kunin ng championship, but they are still number 2 in the Northern Division, so still a lot of talent para dito sa Nueva Ecija.
They're currently tied with San Juan at 18-3. Now it has yet to be seen who will be taking that number 2 spot. So currently, pareho sila nandun sa number 2, itong San Juan at Nueva Ecija. Pero pag naglaban na sila, and if they go into that game, na-tied pa rin ang win-loss record sila. After that game, malalaman na natin kung sino talaga ang aangat in terms of positioning in the North. This free throw by Philip Manalang is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Manalang missing on the first shot. Philip Manalang has been a loyal soldier for Coach Jerson Cabiltes dating back to their Basilan days in the first seasons of the MPBL.
Manalang has been in and out of that rotation. Sometimes he'll be playing big minutes, sometimes konti lang, sometimes would actually even be on the reserve list. Only averaging 2 points and 2 rebounds a ball game. But we know, talent-wise, Philip Manalang is still on the top dito sa MPBL.
Airballing that 3 was J.K. Casino, readily apologizing to the Quezon bench. Isa na lang ang laman dito ng Nueva Ecija, 42-41. There you see Coach Eric Gonzalez trying his best to match up in the chess game here against Coach Jerson Cabiltes. Macaloni this time against Jason Opiso. Macaloni spins to his left. Makaloni will be fouled and he will be taking 2 shots.
Trying to take advantage of Will Makaloni, who is a lot bigger than Jason Opiso or whoever is actually put on the post. It's either Sandagon or Opiso. So the past few possessions, they are going on that post dito kay Will Makaloni.
Oh, you were talking about the lack of a quote-unquote go-to guy, especially in tight situations for both squads. Do you think Will Makaloni has what it takes to become that guy for NUEVA ECIJA at this point of the season?
Definitely. Will Makaloni has shown signs na kaya niyang mag-take advantage. The problem is, sometimes he is passive and allows his other guys to just be themselves. He does not have that takeover genie yet. But talent-wise, strength-wise, and even numbers-wise, kayang-kaya ni Will Makaloni to actually be that guy para dito sa NUEVA ECIJA.
Tamsi driving inside and locating Jason Opiso on the wheel. Collado will be called for the personal. That's number 1 laban kay Jay. Sumang will come in para kay Byron Villarias, who's still scoreless in this game.
A much needed substitution para dito sa NUEVA ECIJA. They've been going inside, but no threat has been coming from the outside. So Sumang might be the one to be able to provide that para dito sa Rice Vanguards.
There you see Prince Rivero, Brix Ramos, Tito Mark Pangilinan, and Daryl Pascual, players on the inactive roster for the Quezon Huskers.
Favorite din yan, si Tito Mark Pangilinan, not just by the crowd but also by his teammates.
How can you not love a goofy guy like Mark Pangilinan?
Laging nakangiti, laging GB. You just gotta love Mark Pangilinan.
Just to give you a little update on Prince Rivero, he said that he will be ready to go by October. So medyo matagal-tagal pa as he tries to recover from that shoulder surgery. Collado from the outside, way short. Makaloni, the offensive rebound. There's another foul. Tamsi gets him up. Parehong Cebuano yan. Dalawang yan.
Same mindset, same aggressiveness para dito kay Will Makaloni. So still trying to attack that inside. But early on, still no threes para dito sa NUEVA ECIJA. They have been struggling the whole ballgame.
0 out of 7 from the outside in this game for Coach Gerson Cabiltes' squad. Manalang gets it to Michael Wico. Back to Philip. Manalang back irons that 3. Opiso tries to chase for that rebound. It's going to stay with NUEVA ECIJA.
Confusions with the refs.
Oh, but our referees corrected the call and it will go the way of the Quezon Huskers.
Good hustle coming from Jason Opiso, trying to out-rebound itong si Makaloni at si Collado, and in the end, he will win because he will be getting the basketball to Quezon Huskers.
We're all knotted up at 43 apiece. In terms of rebounding, Quezon has kept in step with NUEVA ECIJA 23 to 22, plus 1 lang ang advantage ng NUEVA ECIJA in that department. Quick stop by the Novo Ecijanos, which gets to the basket by Roy Sumang.
Tough shot galing dito kay Roy Sumang. That was against 3, but he is called Super Sumang for a reason, and it's because he can handle whatever pressure is in front of him. 3 guys, no problem para kay Super Sumang.
Oh, hard fall right there taken by Robin Ronyo after that shot attempt at the ring.
That was actually after the foul already. Itong si Robin Ronyo, the foul was called on Roy Sumang, but he still attempted against Will Makaloni, and that is a dangerous foul on Robin Ronyo.
I think there wasn't really much impact intended by Will Makaloni.
Wala naman. Yun yung foul kay Roy Sumang. Still attempting. Getting the shoulder, so medyo na off balance talaga. Shoulder down. And there has been a lot of shoulder injuries dito sa Quezon. You had Tamsi, who was out for a few weeks. You had Rivero, who is still out currently. So you don't want to add another shoulder injury to your lineup.
But the problem is with being hit mid-air is konting tulak lang sa'yo. Medyo malaga ma-off balance ka.
Seems to be okay. Robin Ronyo. Di ba masyadong mataas yung talon niya? He wasn't on the peak of his jump. But of course, you still want to be careful. Seems okay. He has some smiles with Roy Sumang. Nagkaabot din naman yan sa UAP, NU, and UE. So they kind of know each other already.
New players on the floor here for Coach Eric Gonzalez. Nagbabalik si Thomas Torres at si Jeric Teng. There's going to be a foul away from the basketball. It looks like it's going to go against Jay Collado.
Jay Collado not allowing Simon Sandagon to push him out. He's showing that matibay ako sa'yo, pare, pero sumobra lang ng tulak itong si Collado.
Sandagon receives the inbound. Torres looking for Tamsi. Gets it to him. Tamsi, that shot was halfway down.
It's a good staggered screen para kay Al Francis. Tamsi, di lang papasok para sa kanya, but that is the execution you want if you're Coach Eric Gonzalez.
Sumang has yet to miss in this ball game. Oh, they get it to Will Macaloni, wide open underneath for the reverse.
And that is how you practice that play. That is how you do it in practice, and eventually you'll get one or two in-game. Good high-low play from Collado to Macaloni.
Back to a two-possession ball game, 47-43. 6 minutes and 16 remaining here in the third. Tamsi wide open for that three. Couldn't hit. Macaloni bounces it off RJ Minerva's foot.
The ball goes to NUEVA ECIJA.
Initially, the baseline referee was signaling that it was going to be same ball, to the dismay of the NUEVA ECIJA players. And then, one referee gives out a tech to Will Macaloni.
Coach Gerson Cabiltes still angry.
For using profane language.
And there you go. That is indeed going to be a T laban dito kay Will Macaloni. So there's going to be one free throw awarded here to the Quezon Huskers, and it looks like Tamsi will be taking the technical free throw.
Baka nagmura siya in Bisaya, at Bisaya rin ang ating referee. Narinig, naintindihan. That is obviously the ball of NUEVA ECIJA.
Tamsi misses the technical free throw. So NUEVA ECIJA will continue to take possession here.
No, we're 2 quarters in now, pero hindi ko pa rin nakikita na humingiti itong si Coach Gerson Cabiltes.
I don't think you're ever going to see him smile, at least for this game. Philip Manalang and Thomas Torres, two very pesky defenders at the point guard spot. Magkabantayan dito. Wico, top scorer for this game between these two teams.
A good front by Simon Sandago, not allowing Will Macaloni to receive that ball. But Wico just finds that space on the baseline to get that reverse layup. It was the man of Wico with that fault.
16 points sa laro na to para kay Mike Wico. 49-43. Torres, Sandagon slips the screen. Torres gets it to Teng. The extra pass to the corner. Minerva attacks. The bang and the bucket para kay RJ Minerva.
Late help galing dito kay Collado. Minerva had that lane after passing through Will Macaloni. Collado not able to see that drive right away. Late help, basket, and the free throw para dito kay RJ Minerva, cutting the lead to 4.
That's now 8 points in the game for the former NU Bulldog. His versatility has brought about great things for Quezon, not just in this game, but in this season.
RJ Minerva has been a revelation para dito sa Quezon Huskers. He actually still has a playing year but decided to play full on para dito sa Quezon Huskers, averaging 7 points and 6 rebounds in 18 minutes of play every game.
Is at the line para kay RJ Minerva. 9 out of 12 as a team ang Quezon in this game. Manalang orchestrating here for NUEVA ECIJA. Torres goes under the screen. Wico decided at the last minute that he would go up for the shot. Manalang playing the passing lanes, and a foul given up by Thomas Torres.
Accidental hit by Thomas Torres on the face of Philip Manalang. Both were going up for that basketball. I think NUEVA ECIJA needs a shooter inside the court here. Oh, that's accidental. Going for the ball, parehas. And terms of Nueva Ecija, no shooter on the court right now. No Oiloan, no Villarias.
Manalang continues to remain down. And to add to that, I don't think Sherman Concepcion is in the active roster for today's game.
No Kemar Carino as well. That's why they've been struggling on that outside end. It's been the shooting that they've been looking for. The inside has been doing their work. Will Macaloni has been able to get some buckets. Even Collado and Mabulak. And also Wico has been able to attack very well. But a lot of times they need that kick-out pass to someone they can trust on the outside. We know Byron Villarias is a streak shooter. He needs to get one to get going. And so far, ni isa, wala pang naipapasok. Hindi lang si Villarias, itong buong Nueva Ecija.
Surprisingly, Villarias has only attempted once in this game. Analang will be taking 2 free throws here by virtue of the penalty situation that Quezon is already in. Just a little past the halfway mark of this third quarter.
Actually, see the eyes of Philip Manalang, very red. So medyo mahapdi talaga yan dahil parang natusok yung mata ni Philip Manalang.
Remember, Philip Manalang was the guy who hit the 2 million peso shot.
Yes.
Back in the MPBL Invitationals 2 years ago. Back when he was still playing for Basilan Steel. Actually, they went up against this very franchise that they're now playing for. 2 free throws in para kay Philip. Lead back up to 6. Torres takes up the dribble. Sandagon needs a teammate. Teng, shot clock winding down. Teng has to take it. Good line, almost made it. But still a miss. Galing dito kay Jeric Teng.
Not the best of executions para dito sa Quezon Huskers. All their options was closed down by the defense of Nueva Ecija.
Sandagon trying his best to deny Michael Mabulak. Air ball from Philip Manalang. Sumang, that's his first miss of the game. Torres walks it up for Quezon. Screen from Sandagon. Minerva trying to continue the flow here of the dribble drive offense. Ronyo hands it back to RJ. Minerva for 3. That's all net for RJ Minerva.
That dribble drive was closed down by the Nueva Ecija defense. They had to go to their last option, which was the corner 3. But RJ Minerva answers the need with that 3. The 7th of the game para dito sa Quezon Huskers.
51-48. Manalang. Extended minutes here in this game for Coach Jerson Cabiltes.
Another tap by Simon Sandagon. Gotta give credit to Simon Sandagon in this whole ball game for being active on the defensive end.
This 3-point shot by RJ Minerva is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. 11 points in the game para kay RJ. Taganas had to take it. No go para kay Shaq. Torres gets it to Minerva. RJ loses it. Recovers. Back out to Thomas.
Back to the dribble drive.
Sandagon offers the roadblock. Torres. Minerva this time inches closer. Leaves it. Sandagon. Oh, sorry, miss. Wasn't sure if he was going to slam it home or just lay it in.
Bad miss galing dito kay Simon Sandagon. That was already a perfect drop pass coming from RJ Minerva. Pero minsan pag maraming pumasok sa utak mo, di mo alam ang gagawin mo. What a pass coming from Minerva. Confusion. Sorry miss for Simon Sandagon.
That's why you hear numerous coaches tell you to just play unconsciously when you're on the floor. Read and react.
Simon Sandagon just saw too much space. Minsan sumusobra yung space na ano kayang pwede ko gawin? And that is exactly what happened to Simon. Mo ngayon, napapakaamot na lang si Simon ng onte. That could have cut the lead to 1.
A good encouragement coming from RJ Minerva. Sabi niya, bawi sa next play. Minerva though fails to secure the rebound para sa Quezon. Mabulak missing both of his free throws. We're now witnessing the re-entry of Byron Villarias.
This will provide a little more space para dito sa Nueva Ecija. Byron Villarias, all he needs is 1 3-pointer for him to get going. I remember a game in Bulacan where Mix and I were just talking about what All he needs is one. Eventually, he made 6 in 1 quarter. At ayun ang danger na dala ni Byron Villarias. But as long as he's not making one, hindi talaga makapag-init itong si Byron Villarias.
Here they set him up off the inbound. Byron had to pass it off at the last moment. And so far, Quezon has been successful in shackling the top gun of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards, Byron Villarias.
Coach will look to, I think he will be contesting a call.
So may signal siya ng challenge pero I think di niya na itutuloy.
I don't know what is the challenge there. There is a clear travel on Byron Villarias. Just might want to make a statement on the referees.
A little screen-to-screen interaction here for Quezon. Ball is back with Abundo. Rejects the screen. Abundo fakes out Sumang. One-hander. Does it go? Oh, it gets the bounce.
Alvin Abundo has been attacking all of the guards nitong Nueva Ecija, from Philip Manalang, now even Roy Sumang. Alvin Abundo might not be the tallest, but he gets enough space for him to be able to get those baskets.
And he is unfazed. Whoever is in front of him, he doesn't care. Trying to go for back-to-back. That was way off. Sumang pushing pace. Sumang, the kick out. Villarias, step side 3. Rims out. Lead is 1 here for the Rice Vanguards. Quezon with an opportunity to get back in the lead.
Very slow third quarter we're having, only in 9 to 10 scoring for both our teams.
Abundo, pocket pass to Sandagon. Picked off by the Rice Vanguards defense. Sumang goes one way, goes the other. He's stripped. Numbers for Quezon. Mabulak slowly catching up. Tamsi, one fake, blocked by Jonathan Oiloan.
Good recovery coming from Jonathan Oiloan. That was already a fly-by play by Al Francis Tamsi, but Oiloan recovers for the block.
We bring you this epic move of the game in partnership with OKBet. Together we win. The only 2 points of Mike Wico here in the second half. That reverse coming off that getaway from the baseline. Another opportunity here for Quezon. Mahina is back in the game as well as Rafi Verano. As you look at the steal story, 7-5 in favor of Nueva Ecija. Verano sees himself wide open, nobody marking him, but he fails to hit.
And that left corner has been a friend para dito sa Quezon Huskers in this whole third quarter. They've been trying to utilize that more often.
Villarias, Dos Verano, and Abundo. Taganas leans in for 2 points.
Oh, no help coming from Robin Ronyo on that other corner. That's why it's going to be an open shot para dito kay Shaq Taganas.
Ronyo wasting no time in drilling that 3.
Robin Ronyo might not able to help, pero gusto niyang makabawi agad on the offensive end. Open shot for Ronyo, and he'll be making it, tying the ball game to 53.
Chance of defense being shouted here at the Quezon Convention Center. Fontanilla gets away. Mabulak against 2 Quezon defenders. There's gonna be a foul called against Quezon.
Who is the foul on? I just gotta commend that defense of Quezon Huskers. They know that Nueva Ecija will be continuing to go inside. Michael Mabulak of that 2-man game of Joshua Fontanilla going up against a shorter Rafi Verano. But because they close down on the paint, they'll be able to get the block. Yun lang, merong sasabit kay Michael Mabulak.
Mabulak at the line for 2 shots. Earlier missed his 2 free throw attempts. There you see Mrs. Mabulak. Barely misses a game.
Very well in support, syempre, sa kanyang minamahal na si Mike.
2 free throws made this time by Michael Mabulak.
Quezon will be stretching the floor. 5 shooters in the floor para dito sa Quezon. So Nueva Ecija has to be wary of all the shooters they have here.
Almost a 2-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Abundo being denied by Fontanilla. He eventually gets to the basketball. Abundo to the other side. Alcala will not settle. Abundo. 3 seconds left. Abundo takes it short. 1 second left. Uiloan, that's not enough time for a decent shot. Even if that went in, that would not have counted para sa Nueva Ecija.
A very exciting third quarter. We had very defensive ball game. We had very low scoring. Only a 15-13 third quarter. Both teams adjusting on that halftime break. And we'll be expecting a very exciting fourth quarter here in the Quezon Convention Center.
Hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen, because winning time is coming right up for these two squads. Babalik ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League live at the Quezon Convention Center. Here you see the team matchup between Quezon and Nueva Ecija. What is the most glaring stat for you here, Juanito?
Well, I'm looking at the defensive stats, the points allowed, and they're both on the upper echelon, only allowing less than 75 points a ball game. As I was saying, anytime you allow more than 20 points a quarter, you're not doing a good job on the defensive end. And both teams are on the higher end in that defense. Also, the team basketball, of course, of Nueva Ecija, #1 in the league in terms of assists with 26 a ball game. But in today's game, only 13, half of their usual averages.
In fact, it's Quezon who's leading that department in this game with 17. Uiloan off the elevator. Uncorks for a 3, no good. Look at Sandago and Sky for that rebound. Quarter scoring right there on your screens.
Again, a very defensive ball game we had in the third quarter. Only 13 para sa Nueva Ecija, 15 naman para dito sa Quezon. Both teams are closing down on the strengths of their opponent. That is why we had a very slow third quarter.
Verano turns the corner. Verano, despite the defense, went up for the shot and he will be fouled by Joshua Fontanilla.
Rafi Verano, of course, one of the bright spots nitong Quezon Huskers. This guy has really proven this season that he can battle with the pros, averaging 11 points a ball game. One of the young guns nitong Quezon Huskers and of the Philippine basketball. So I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more Rafi Verano in Philippine basketball.
He's good for #2 in scoring behind Al Francis Tamsi on this Quezon squad. Knotted at 55 apiece. We've seen numerous deadlocks and lead changes in this game. Mabulak being defended by Sandago, and Fontanilla fakes out Ronyo, gets the basket to go, plus the foul.
Good quick find by Mike Mabulak after Fontanilla set the screen dito kay Byron Villarias. There was no switch on Joshua Fontanilla, and that late adjustment of that backdoor coming from Joshua. Late adjustment kay Robin Ronyo, 2 points and the free throw para dito kay Josh.
Impressive finish as well para sa kanya, getting it with the left hand. Topeng Lagrama checking back in here for the Quezon Huskers.
Really huge second quarter to Topeng Lagrama. Those 3 assists were really all highlights para dito kay Topeng. But he really found a way for them to be able to get a run in the second quarter and inch closer dito sa Nueva Ecija.
Fontanilla couldn't sink the bonus. An offensive rebound for Nueva Ecija. Macaloni gets closer. Another N1 opportunity here for the Rice Vanguards.
And it's coming from the same side. That left side is being a strength early on dito sa Nueva Ecija. But Jason Opiso is definitely smaller than Will Macaloni. And against a stronger and a longer Will Macaloni, you have to be able to help out on the inside, or else that will be An easy 2 para dito kay Will.
But he couldn't make the free throw. He knew it was a miss the moment it left his hands. Abundo jumps a pass to Lagrama. Verano fakes the 3. Goes in, spin. The finish for 2 for Rafi Verano.
After that spin move, he actually did not leave itong si Will Macaloni. Will Macaloni was right beside him. But on the finish, he just extended that arm enough for him to be able to get that 2.
Excellent use of the body to take care of that basketball. A miss by Byron Villarreal. He has not yet found his mark in this game. Opiso, late closeout by Will Macaloni.
That was a straight line para kay Jason Opiso. I thought that was going in and would be giving the lead sa QUEZON, pero lalabas ang bola.
We bring you this epic move of the game in partnership with OKBet. Together we win. The spin cycle coming from Rafi Verano.
Those are the times we say good defense, better offense para dito kay Rafi Verano. Tough finish for him.
Just an excellent counter para kay Rafi V. 59-57. Nueva Ecija in the driver's seat. Uiloan short on the 3. 2 centimeters out from the 3-point line. Lagrama jumps for the rebound. Abundo uses the screen behind the back. Bounce pass. Sandagon for the slam!
And that gets the crowd going here in the QUEZON Convention Center. Abundo getting all the attention of the defense, eventually dropping it to Simon Sandagon for that slam and the energy, and more importantly, tying the ball game here in QUEZON Convention Center.
Collado could not answer with the 3. There's a foul, and it looks like Will Macaloni is the guilty party.
Magkakataon ngayon para dito sa QUEZON. Let's look at that first. Behind the back, leaving Uiloan. 3 guys helping out. Wide open Sandagon. This guy is athletic and can finish. And will be tying that ball game with that slam.
Slapping the backboard for emphasis right there. Simon Sandagon, earlier he had an opportunity to do the same, but was thinking twice. This time, he definitely had his mindset.
Wala na. Gusto niyang tapusin na natin to with the slam.
A chance here for the Huskers to get ahead against Nueva Ecija. 59 all. Two minutes and a half gone by here in the 4th quarter. Verano turns the corner against Mike Wico. The fake, the kick out. Lagrama, 3-pointers off to the right. Rebound, Will Macaloni. That's number 8 of the game.
Hawak pa lang ni Lagrama yung bola. Nagse-celebrate na lahat. That is how much fans he has here. Of course, a homegrown of QUEZON. A very proud homegrown.
I'm sure they're very happy that may team na sila dito. Kasi last year, he was playing for the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. Wico has his shot blocked. Collado collects. Collado gets it again.
There's a whistle.
And Opiso and Tamsi jumping up and down. Of course, in deference to that call that was made by our official at the baseline.
Yet to know, kanino ba yung foul? Is it an Opiso? Is it an Tamsi? Oh, it's on Jason. Oh, because that will hurt pang-apat na si Jason Opiso. He has been able to stand his ground against the front court of Nueva Ecija. Even though they're taller and stronger, Jason Opiso has found a way to be able to contain and sustain itong si Macaloni at si Collado.
Because of that foul, he will be sending Michael Wico to the line for 2 shots. Oh no, it's just going to be a baseline inbound.
That'll be the 4th foul on QUEZON with still 6:44. So the next foul will mean free throws para dito sa Nueva Ecija.
Uiloan off the setup by Fontanilla. That's money for Jonathan Uiloan.
And that is the first 3-pointer made by Nueva Ecija this whole ball game, coming off that staggered screen up top. Finally, they'll be able to get one.
He breaks the tie. Tamsi to answer, and why not Al Francis Tamsi from the great beyond.
And of course, you have to credit Topeng Lagrama going through 3 defenders And that is a highlight once again. And making a stop, who else? Topeng Lagrama once again. You know, this guy cannot be fooled by the size of this guy. Let's look at that. Tingnan muna natin yung staggered screen on Jonathan Oilon for that 3. And right on the next play, oops, in and out, help side, going to Al Francis Tamsi, tying the ball game. Kita mo naman gaano karami ang supporters si Topeng Lagrama dito sa Quezon Convention Center.
A chance to get ahead once again para dito sa Quezon. Look at the 3-point field goal story in this game. 1 out of 15 for Nueva Ecija and 9 out of 29 for the Quezon Huskers. Ronyo using the Mahina screen. Skip pass to RJ Minerva, left all alone from top of the circle. That is a 3-pointer from RJ Minerva.
And we've been talking about the danger of the outside game nitong Quezon Huskers. There on that possession, no one even close to RJ Minerva. And that will be the 10th 3-pointer made by the Quezon Huskers. Will Macaloni and Michael Wico, a little bit of miscommunication and confusion will leave Minerva wide open. And he'll be taking it, he'll be making it for the 3-point lead dito sa Quezon Huskers.
Already surpassing their average total makes here in this game. Quezon is 9 out of 30 in terms of 3-point shots this season. 5 minutes and 55 remaining in this game. Tamsi in 22 minutes against the Pampanga Giant Lanterns led the way with 10 points, but he was only 3 out of 11 from the field, 2 out of 8 from 3-point country, plus a couple of assists.
That was his first game back after injury itong si Al Francis Tamsi. So really slow to gain back his playing form. But here in this ball game, Al Francis Tamsi, 8 points, 2 of 9, a little struggle. But you know, the leadership, the energy, it's still there para kay Al Francis Tamsi, getting well-deserved minutes from Coach Eric.
Well, compared to that game against Pampanga, he was the only guy in double figures in that match. Pero dito, meron ng Rafi Verano with 12, RJ Minerva with 14. He is the third leading scorer para sa Quezon in this game. 65-62, Quezon in the driver's seat. Uiloan to tie, no. A push from behind. That's going to go against Will Macaloni.
Will Macaloni obviously not happy with the call here. And from their last game, we actually see that Nueva Ecija is struggling in terms of execution. Let's see here, obvious push from down low. Galing dito kay Will Macaloni. Perhaps let's talk about Nueva Ecija. This team, they said, was unbeatable from the last season. And you know, coming into the season, kala nila ganun pa rin. No, but slowly the teams are adjusting. Dito sa Nueva Ecija, see here, 4 of 6 para dito sa Quezon Huskers in this quarter.
3 out of 9 for Nueva Ecija. RJ Minerva had that ball slapped away from him. And they will keep possession here with 9 seconds on their shot clock.
This is the time where you have to see who will step up and be the leader in the end game para dito sa Nueva Ecija and also for the Quezon Huskers.
Timeout taken here by Coach Eric Gonzalez. 5 minutes and 26 remaining here in this game. Quezon up by 3. Michael Wico in that game against the Makati OK Bet Kings scored 13 points 4 out of 9 from the field, 5 out of 8 from the free throw line, plus 4 rebounds. Here today, he's once again the leading scorer for the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. 16 points in this game, 6 out of 13 from the field, couple of rebounds, plus a couple of steals.
Of course, Michael Wico, one of their veterans in today's ball game. 16 points here, 14 coming in the first half, but relatively slow and quiet here in the second half. After that reverse layup, Michael Wico has not been able to get a basket. And the offensive struggles is seen kay Michael Wico here in the fourth quarter, but there's still 5 and 26 left for Michael Wico to actually make a change para dito sa Rice Vanguards.
An eternity of basketball to be played here in the fourth. Lagrama with a rock, jumps a pass, Tamsi from the left wing, no good. Collado looks up, but he gives it out to Roy Sumang to set the table here for Nueva Ecija.
That's a good after timeout play galing kay Coach Eric. They found a wide open Al Francis Tamsi, just could not make that shot.
Mabulak wants it against Andagon. The drop step, no finish. 2 free throws coming up para kay Michael Mabulak.
We're going back to the system that gave them the lead early on, which was the post. Much slower but much more effective para dito sa Nueva Ecija. The last few possessions, they've been trying to get their shooters open in Jonathan Oiloan and Byron Villarias, but they only made 1 out of the 4 attempts. So here, later in the fourth quarter, I expect a lot more post-action dito sa Rice Vanguards.
This free throw by Michael Mabulak is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Mabulak missing another free throw. There you hear the crowd here at the QUEZON Convention Center really trying to distract Mabulak on his free throws.
Konting alaskahan para lang sa mental games ng free throws. But Michael Mabulak is a veteran and he'll be making the second shot.
3 out of 6 from the line now in this game. 65 to 63. 2-point advantage for the QUEZON Huskers. Lagrama on torch for a 3, no good. Mahinay snatches it away from Michael Mabulak and gets the bang and the bucket.
Right place at the right time. After that fumble, that ball will land to the hands of Jeremy Mahinay. 4 white shirts. Good tap coming from Minerva. Mahuhulog sa kamay ni Jeremy Mahinay. And that will be a foul from Michael Mabulak, giving an opportunity for Jeremy Mahinay to extend the lead. And what we'll learn, that will be the 4th foul nitong si Michael Mabulak.
Also the 4th point here for Jeremy Mahinay. Bonus missed there by Jeremy Mahinay. 2-possession ball game, 67 to 63. Sumang hot for Nueva Ecija in the first half. Silent here in the second.
Oh, could have been a walk.
Back out to Roy. Super Sumang in the lane. Super Sumang will score.
And that is much needed galing dito sa Nueva Ecija. Someone who will take over and be the leader in the end game. And Sumang is starting to be that here with 4 minutes left.
That's only second basket here in the second half. Talking about Roy Sumang. Minerva tries to track down his own miss. A little something happening as they try to dispute that rock.
Someone's down. RJ Minerva seems to be okay.
Let's see what happened. There was the miss by Minerva. And then Collado apparently bumped into RJ Minerva. And then some extra motion.
Konting kiskisan lang galing din sa dalawang big men. You know, both of these guys very physical, very rough. So I'm sure they don't want anything more than basketball. Siyempre, dyan na si Rudy Distrito sa gitna. And to stop things.
Oh boy, you don't want to get Boss Rudy Distrito into the mix. I'm telling you.
Kita mo naman, nakatayo na siya agad. Wala pa nangyayari.
Minerva at the line for 2 shots.
Minerva has been making very big chances. He's been giving them a lot of extra points. You know, that effort on the offensive rebounding. You know, not all the numbers. You don't give numbers to even the top balls, but Minerva has been able to top a lot of basketballs to be able to give them to the right person. And Jeremy Mahina was the last one getting that ball.
And that's outside of the 10 rebounds he actually has on the stat sheet. 69-65, Villarias, will he finally get one? Still no go. Lagrama tried to go forward to Ronyo. Villarias, open look. Yes, sir!
You don't want to see that at the end of the fourth quarter. All it takes is one para dito kay Byron Villarias. But Topeng Lagrama cannot make those kinds of a pass in this late of game.
Lagrama gets a screen from Mahinay. Rescreen. The kick out. Minerva. Extra pass to the left corner. Robin Ronyo. No answer. The tap. That was from RJ Minerva.
Once again, RJ Minerva making the biggest change para dito sa Quezon Huskers. His effort really is giving them a lot of opportunities.
Lagrama from the outside. No good. Sumang had to sky for that rebound. There's going to be a foul against Ronyo. And the bad part is, penalty na po dito ang Quezon. Sumang will be taking 2 free throws here. Currently, Roy has 10.6 rebounds and 4 assists.
For slowly adjusting to the system of Coach Gerson Cabiltes. Hindi nila minadali itong si Roy Sumang. Slowly getting the minutes in. That would be a miss for him. But, you know, with the loss of Hesed Gabo in this season, they've been looking for that guy in the end game who will take charge and be the leader. Be someone who will say, oh, sige, ako muna. And that is, I think, the biggest reason why they're adding Roy Sumang into the mix. And here in the end game, no Pamboy, no Bitoon, no Iloan. Roy Sumang will be taking charge para dito sa Rice Vanguards.
Tied once again at 69 all. Under 3 minutes to play. 7 deadlocks and 4 lead changes here in this game. Excessive pressure in the backcourt by Michael Mabulak. That's gonna result in 2 free throws para sa Quezon Huskers.
And that was 1 second away from the 8-second violation we see here. That double was already right on cue. Sumobra lang ng tulak itong si Michael Mabulak. Got off balance. That's why he'll be pushing out. But they are in penalty, so this is an opportunity para sa Quezon to get the lead.
Oh, a miss at the line para kay Alvin Abundo. First trip to the line in this game.
We started the game perfect. 8 of 8 from Quezon and 9 of 9 para naman sa NUEVA ECIJA. Pero marami-rami ng mintes after that perfect strike.
Oh, including that one, 0 out of 2 on that trip to the line for Alvin Abundo. Villarias finally hit a 3 a couple of possessions ago for NUEVA ECIJA, helping tie this game at 69 all. Sumang couldn't get the lead to them, but Michael Mabulak does so, plus an opportunity for 1 more point at the line.
Michael Mabulak putting in a lot more effort here in the fourth quarter. He knows that he has the advantage size-wise on the inside. So he is there at the right place at the right time for the offensive rebound. And he'll be given a bonus on that free throw. 11 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists para dito kay Mike Mabulak.
3 out of 6 so far from the 15-foot parallel in this game. 3 out of 7 after that miss. A chance once again to tie or take the lead for Quezon. 3-pointer is long, galing kay Tamsi.
5 straight missed 3-pointers para dito sa Quezon Huskers. They have to be able to look for other options in their offense.
Villarias forced to give it up. It's with their top scorer, Michael Wico. Wico attacks. Door is closed. Sumang, 8 on the shot clock. Maneuvering to the defense. Sumang, short on the floater.
Good help coming from Jeremy Mahinay. Not much space to operate para dito kay Roy Sumang, and he'll be saying sorry to his teammates because that is not the best shot attempt for the Rice Vanguards.
And we've now entered the final 2 minutes of this game. Thomas Torres has checked back in para kay Coach Eric Gonzalez. Opiso couldn't get it to Abundo. Instead, they go to Jeremy Mahinay.
No RJ Minerva para dito sa Quezon Huskers the final 2 minutes.
Opiso, top of the circle 3. That's good! Yes, sir! Jason Opiso.
No Minerva, no problem. Jason Opiso says, ako muna. Pahinga ka muna dyan, RJ. And Jason Opiso with a huge 3 in this game.
72 to 71. Michael Mabulak scouring his options. Mabulak gets hit. He will take 2 shots.
Well, Jeremy Mahinay has to be able to move his feet. They are attacking Jeremy Mahinay with that foot speed, and that is 2 straight fouls para kay Jeremy Mahinay.
That's number 4 of the game para kay Jeremy Mahinay. But take a look at this beautiful setup by Thomas Torres, finding Jason Opiso.
Drag screen, double screen para dito. Good pop coming from Jason Opiso, but on the other end, slow movement from Jeremy Mahinay will give 2 opportunities for Mike Mabulak, but he's been 3 of 7 in this ball game.
Manages to get the first one to trickle in as Mrs. Mabulak alongside ang asawa rin ni Michael Wico. Parang tandem yung dalawang yan.
Oo. Hindi nagmimintis ng game yung dalawang yan.
Oh, that second one rims out. Mahinay, the tap. Ends up with Thomas Torres. Opiso is ahead of the pack. Jason Opiso will get the 2 points.
And Jason Opiso providing 5 points late in the ball game. Running that trail job. Thomas Torres being a veteran, seeing a running Jason Opiso, giving it for an easy 2. This is a 2-point lead para sa Quezon Huskers.
Abulak lost his balance. Tamsi pushing. Tamsi blocked by Villarias.
Byron Villarias trailing back on the defensive end. Running back, knowing that Nueva Ecija needed some help. And that's going to be a good block coming from Byron.
You see here the score by Jason Opiso. Lousy transition defense for the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards.
Chase down coming from Byron Villarias. This is our matchup of the ball game. Al Francis Tamsi versus Byron Villarias.
54.4 seconds remaining in this game. 19 on the shot clock for Quezon. Tamsi triggers in to Jeremy Mahinay. Being pressured by Will Macaloni. Oh, Torres lost his balance. Made it possible for Sumang to get it. Sumang will score. We're all tied up, 74 all.
Lousy pass coming from Jeremy Mahinay. He did not see any option. So binato na lang niya yung bola to the first person he saw. But Roy Sumang was in that area waiting for that lousy pass, and Roy Sumang will be getting that steal and will be finishing. Let's see here again. Jeremy Mahinay, bad pass. 2 versus 2 fast break, but this is Super Sumang using that body, going up against a shorter Thomas Torres, getting that 2, tying the ball game at 74.
Timeout taken here by Coach Gerson Cabiltes. Babalik ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Looking at some shots of the crowd here at the Quezon Convention Center. Another full house crowd dito sa ating venue. This is the 7th time the MPBL has held games here this season. Of course, the Quezon Huskers, the newest franchise of the league this season, part of the 29-team cast we have for this year's campaign. There you see the MPBL leadership being led by Captain Marbel, Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes, ang walang kapagurang MPBL staff. Back to the ball game.
Still no RJ Minerva here. 9 deadlock, 6 lead changes. Ganun po ka-close itong ball game na to.
Oh, turnover for Quezon. That's number 15 of the game. Blocked by Opiso was Roy Sumang.
Jason Opiso making the biggest change in the final 2 minutes. 5 points coming from him. Now a block on Roy Sumang.
4-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Torres mismatch against Mabulak. Tamsi fakes out the three. Tamsi all alone, swishes it through!
And Al Francis going for that flyby, getting enough space for him to be able to get that three. And the crowd here is roaring in Quezon Convention Center. The biggest three of the ball game para dito kay Al Francis Tamsi.
What a big shot by Al Francis Tamsi, breaking yet another deadlock here in this game. This was the turnover by Thomas Torres. Mabulak left it for Sumang, but was blocked upstairs by Jason Opiso. It led to this big-time trifecta by Al Francis Tamsi. Nothing but net for the former FEU Tamaraw.
And obviously they missed Al Francis Tamsi and his production a few weeks out. Itong si Al Francis Tamsi, but you know how big this guy is para sa Quezon Huskers, showing us in the last 1 minute on how big a part of the lineup itong Quezon Huskers. Al Francis Tamsi in this ball game, 11 points, but none bigger than that last three.
Only his second game back from that shoulder injury. And Al Francis Tamsi continuing to make his presence felt here for the Quezon Huskers. Top scored for them in that game against the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. Today, it's RJ Minerva leading the way para sa kanyang kupunan, but Al Francis Tamsi hitting the biggest shot of the game para sa kanilang kupunan.
We also have to commend Thomas Torres for making the right plays here in the end. First, he gave that fast break opportunity dito kay Jason Opiso. And on that last play, it was Thomas Torres finding an open Al Francis Tamsi on the corner. And we're down to the last 7 seconds. 3-point lead para sa Quezon Huskers. And we have to remember, it's been a struggle itong Nueva Ecija from the outside. But still, you have Jonathan Oiloan and Byron Villarias in that lineup.
Roy Sumang will trigger in. Villarias gets free. Sandagon right there to recover. Collado, top 3-point shot, and he knocks it down!
That is the last option on that play. That was an emergency pass coming from Byron Villarias. Simon Sandagon closing out fully on Byron Villarias, opting to go with the panic pass to the corner, but Jay Collado with a huge three, tying the ball game. Pero titignan muna natin dito kung tres talaga ito.
Let's take a look at that fast sequence. Villarias stopped in his tracks by Sandagon, and there Jay Collado. Well, that foot was behind the line, pero di natin makita yung isang paa niya.
That's a clean shot coming from Collado. We see here. Oh, that is a three. That is a three for Jay Collado. And that silences the crowd here in Quezon Convention Center. That was terrific defense coming from Robin Ronyo. That is a full closeout on Jay Collado. But such a tough shot. He'll still be making it on that left corner. Tight ball game tayo dito, has with only 2 seconds left.
That's only the third three-pointer of the game for the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. One coming from Jonathan Oiloan, one from Byron Villarias, and the last one, the biggest so far for Nueva Ecija in this game, coming from Jay Collado.
It's going to be an exciting last 1.9 seconds. But with Tomas Torres making the best plays, look for a cutting Sandagon or Al Francis Tamsi and Rafi Verano open on the outside.
1.9 seconds, enough time for a catch-and-shoot situation here for Quezon. Torres inbounds to Tamsi, blocked by Wico, and we're going to overtime.
Not the best execution para dito sa Quezon Huskers. They wanted Rafi Verano to cut through, but that was well read by the defense. of Nueva Ecija opting to go for that panic shot and will be going to overtime. Let's see this again. Rafi Verano trying to go for the cut. Will Macaloni cutting that angle. Michael Wico reading that three. Clean block. Overtime tayo dito.
What a ball game it has been between these two squads. We have certainly been treated to quality entertainment here at the QUEZON Convention Center. 5 more minutes to decide the outcome of this ball game. $40 minutes wasn't enough, so we need 5 more minutes to decide the winner of this game between the QUEZON Huskers and the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Jeremy Mahinay and his squad have kept toe-to-toe here against the defending champions, the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Alvin Abundo, Jason Opiso, and Robin Ronyo, along with JK Casino, joining Jeremy Mahinay as the 5 on the floor to begin OT for QUEZON.
Triple guard rotation para dito sa QUEZON to start the overtime. Abundo, Casino, and Ronyo to stretch out that floor.
Abundo, step back 3, too strong. Casino gets the offensive board.
I think this is going to be the perfect time to bring back RJ Minerva, who provided a lot of energy and defensive impact para dito sa QUEZON Huskers.
Casino short on the 3. Rice Vanguards looking to run. Villarreal from the left corner. No good. Wico soars for the offensive rebound.
That has been a specialty of the house para dito kay Michael Wico. That rebounding has been the strength of him his whole MPBL career.
That's a rebound number 3 pa lang sa laro na to para kay Michael Wico.
A rare time where Michael Wico is not really getting a lot of rebounds, but this guy is one of the more respected rebounders we have in the league.
Averages 6 rebounds per contest this year to si Michael Wico.
One of the better rebounding guards here in the MPBL.
Villarreal couldn't score. That was a great setup of the elevator screens.
That's a wide open shot para dito kay Byron Villarreal. But you know, this guy is someone that really gets cold if he gets cold. And here in the ball game, only one made 3 para kay Byron.
They're now 3 out of 21 from three-point country as a squad. Ito Nueva Ecija. Mahinay gets it to JK Casino. 3 from straight away. That was off to the right.
The past few possessions, no other options galing dito QUEZON Huskers except that outside shot. They have to be able to utilize that inside as well. Jeremy Mahinay and RJ Minerva has that finish, but they have to be able to give them opportunities as well.
Abundo tried to gamble. Now it's Sumang. Collado. 3-pointer. No good. RJ Minerva, he's back in the game for QUEZON, but he could not get control of that basketball.
Struggles continue on the outside para dito sa Nueva Ecija. Both teams are gunning it out from the outside, but both teams are also missing from the 3-point line. So far, still no baskets here in the overtime period.
Baseline inbound para sa Nueva Ecija. Uylon gets it back on the handoff. Magaloni looks inside. Nobody in front of him except Jeremy Mahinay, and he will score the 2 points.
He saw a quick advantage against Jeremy Mahinay, a foot speed advantage against him. So that's why he utilized and took advantage of it.
Dempsey, long on the 3. Abundo, the offensive rebound. The littlest guy of the QUEZON Huskers getting another possession for them. Manufacturing that 3-point shot by Robin Ronyo.
No one even near itong kay Robin Ronyo. That middle has been a problem dito sa Nueva Ecija. No one is really closing out. Earlier it was RJ Minerva who was wide open. Now it's Robin Ronyo. Someone has to close out on that middle part off the defensive end.
The lead is with QUEZON, 80-79. Uylon for the answer, no good. RJ Minerva another rebound. Double-double in this game para kay RJ.
No, besides itong si Will Macaloni, they have not been able to get that ball inside. Nueva Ecija, even struggling, is continuing to go outside to their shooters. No, same problem para dito sa Nueva Ecija.
Abundo having trouble with the basketball. There's going to be a foul. It's going to go against QUEZON. Penalty situation will carry on over from the fourth quarter. There will be no free throws because offensive foul yata ang naitawag. Sumang will set up the table here for Nueva Ecija. Minerva battling it out with Mabulang on the low block. Repost. Mabulang couldn't push out RJ Minerva. Mahinay tapped it multiple times and ends up with Al Francis Tamsi.
Better adjustment on the defensive end, on the post, galing dito sa QUEZON Huskers. They tried to close down on all the options of Mike Bulak.
Torres against Roy Sumang. Macaloni tried to go for the swipe. Ronyo, another three on the way. That's good! Robin Ronyo, back-to-back threes!
Robin Ronyo with 15 points here in the ball game. And no bigger threes. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists para dito kay Robin Ronyo.
Macaloni will attack the defense. Oh, a block called against Thomas Torres. The basket will count para kay Will Macaloni.
Huge call para dito sa Nueva Ecija. Everybody thought that was a charge, and even Thomas Torres is surprised with the call. Let's see here again. Roy Sumang going to the cutting Will Macaloni. Oh, that could have been a charge. He was well established and far away from inside the post. Pero tignan muna natin yung three-pointer ni Robin Ronyo. Once again, a set-up job by Thomas Torres, executing well here in the fourth quarter and the overtime period.
Well, when it comes down to clutch situations, you could definitely rely on Thomas Torres to make the right decisions for your team. Hasn't scored in this game, but he's given out 4 assists. Most of those coming in the clutch here in this game for the QUEZON Huskers.
If you're only looking at the numbers, he only has 4 assists, but those 4 assists were all huge para dito kay Thomas Torres, and here he is handling the basketball late in the ball game para sa QUEZON Huskers.
Torres will not take it. Torres, the kick out. Right corner, pocket 3. RJ Minerva overshoots that one. Rebound for Will Macaloni.
That's a good find by Thomas Torres. RJ Minerva was wide open on that corner.
Mabulak able to score. Lead back with Nueva Ecija. 84-83.
Roy Sumang attacking early, seeing the numbers para dito sa Nueva Ecija and seeing an advantage. Itong si Mike Mabulak on the post. So the lead will go back to Nueva Ecija.
Under 40 to play here in OT. Ronyo. Sumang up in his grill. That's a foul. 2 shots coming up here for Robin Ronyo.
Obvious hand check dito kay Roy Sumang. Too active on the defensive end. Good call by referee Alan Mangajas.
There you see the setup. Bounce pass inside to Michael Mabulak. Getting position early in their offense. Ronyo at the line for 2 crucial free throws here for the QUEZON Huskers. Ronyo able to get the first one to drop.
He's been huge in the overtime period. The last 6 points has been coming from Robin Ronyo. Back-to-back threes for him. He's been playing the 2 position more para dito kay Coach Eric, and he's been able to really play that position terrifically.
Robin Ronyo has not yet missed from the free throw line in a QUEZON Huskers uniform. Lead back with the Huskers, 85-84. 32.1 seconds remaining here in extra period.
Expect Nueva Ecija to go through the post either to Macaloni or to Mike Mabulak.
Tamsi on Sumang. Sumang skating. A push coming from Jeremy Mahinay.
That is a useless foul from Jeremy Mahinay. That was very obvious. kay Jeremy Mahina. He did it in front of the referee. You know, you just want to be able to play clean basketball at the end of the game. But Jeremy Mahina, gusto mo magparamdam ng konting gulang. You see here, wanted to give out. Obvious push. May konting kante galing dito kay Jeremy Mahinay. That will hurt because they will give two opportunities para dito kay Mike Mabulak to actually get back that lead to the Rice Vanguards.
Mabulak at the line for his 10th and 11th shot at the free throw line. Mabulak gets the lucky bounce on the first.
No bigger free throw to Mabulak than that one, tying the ball game with only 20 seconds left. But he's been struggling at the line the whole ball game.
A 53.7% shooter from the free throw line. When it matters the most, Michael Mabulak able to drain his charities.
And that is the veteran Mike Mabulak for you. He may be struggling the whole ball game in terms of his free throw. Even the whole season, only 53.8%. Pero pag veterano ka, alam mo kailan mo kailangan ipasok. And Mike Mabulak drains 2 of 2 in that last possession.
86 to 85. We have witnessed numerous lead changes and deadlocks in this game. It has been that type of night here at the QUEZON Convention Center. What a ball game by these two squads.
Both teams are playing terrific here. An inside-outside battle going on. It was the story of the first half. Even in the second half, ganun pa rin ang labanan. Nueva Ecija powering through that inside, and QUEZON Huskers really relying on that outside shooting for them to be able to battle it out against the number 2 team in the north.
Coach Eric Gonzalez has called his final timeout of this game. Nueva Ecija still has one more ceasefire to burn. Anxious faces there being shown by the crowd here at the QUEZON Convention Center.
QUEZON has to be able to execute better compared to the end of the fourth quarter where they were not able to get a good shot. But they'll be opting to inbound from the full court. So, are we expecting a last shot effort para dito sa QUEZON Huskers?
Philip Manalang will come in para kay Will Macaloni. Tactical substitution for Coach Gerson Cabiltes.
Interesting 5 para dito kay Coach Eric. Quadruple guard rotation. Torres, Abundo, Ronyo, and Tamsi. So, very much space para dito sa Huskers.
Abundo breaks free from the Manalang defense. Abundo will walk it up. Shot clock is off here. They will be going for the W. Abundo hands it off. Ronyo, he has been their hot hand. Ronyo, the basket, and one para kay Robin Ronyo.
We've been asking for a guy to take over dito sa QUEZON Huskers, and someone answered the call, and his name is Robin Ronyo. 2 threes in the overtime period, and now with 2 seconds left, going for that handoff, taking over that attack, getting the foul and the bucket, and most especially the lead para dito sa QUEZON Huskers. Robin Ronyo with that strong attack, going left, finishing right, getting the lead for the Huskers.
We had to go through 3 defenders there from that right wing off of that handoff by Alvin Abundo. What a setup for your best scorer here in OT. Robin Ronyo may just bail out QUEZON. Actually, not bail out, may just have won the game already for the Huskers.
There's still 2 seconds left. You have to be careful. Quick throw.
He intentionally misses it to nullify a chance for a timeout by Coach Gerson Cabiltes. And that's the ball game for you. Back-to-back losses para dito sa Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. One against Makati, now against the QUEZON Huskers. What a big victory here on their home floor.
And no better guy to give the credit to than Robin Ronyo in the late game. He took over para dito sa QUEZON Huskers, doing it from the outside and the inside. Robin Ronyo was really the one who provided that victory para dito sa Quezon Huskers, and everybody just celebrating here at the Quezon Convention Center.
What a crazy ball game. We had to go down the wire. We had to get an extra 5 minutes to decide the outcome of this game. And the Quezon Huskers getting on top of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards to end this game. Robin Ronyo, the brightest star among them all here in this match. 19.6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a lot of big shots, home run hits in the end game for this former NU Bulldog.
No, the numbers don't do justice to what impact Robin Ronyo has in this ball game. That fourth quarter and that overtime was huge para dito kay Robin Ronyo. He was the one who was the biggest spark plug, and for them to be able to get that victory, well-deserved honors para dito kay Robin Ronyo for the Player of the Game honors.
And I'm sure this is such a pleasure and an honor for the Quezon Huskers to be getting a victory over the defending champions, the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. 4 pa lang na teams ang nakakagawa niyan this season at isa na sila doon. Now, our best player of the game, Robin Ronyo, is at courtside with Miss Mika Bisamis.
Robin, importante tong panalo na to for 3 reasons. Una, pinakita mo kung anong klaseng player ka sa last minutes, sa mga pinaka-importanting minutes sa ball game na to. Pangalawa, nanalo kayo dito sa home court nyo. At pangatlo, isa tong bounce-back game na manalo kayo against the defending champions, lalo na after that loss sa Pampanga. Anong nasa isip mo ngayon?
Well, unang-una, nagpapasalamat ako sa Panginoon na binigay sa amin itong pangalan na to. At syempre, yung mga supporters ng mga taga-Quezon, salamat sa inyo na kayo 6-1 namin. Well, for me lang, siguro yung puso at pride, pinakita namin na hindi kami na-give up. At saka syempre, tulong-tulong. Walang, simula sa coaches, sa mga players, lahat nagtulong-tulong. Well, malaking bagay sa amin to kasi nga, malapit na playoff, tapos tinalo ko namin defending champion. So, yun, one game at a time. Move on, next team ulit. Yun lang.
At ito na nga yung game na yon, nakuha nyo na. Meron ka ba mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Well, una-una nagpapasalamat ako kay Governor Helen Tan, Mayor Ralph, Mayor Alcala, siyempre yung family ko, kay Blake, kay Bree, kay Rohan, at siyempre yung Ronyo family. Happy birthday kay Kobe and Andre, Coach Wabi Gonzalez, siyempre yung mga coaches namin. I love you guys. Salamat sa suporta. I love Quezon. Yun lang.
What a fantastic performance from Robin Ronyo, and this player of the game is brought to you by OKBet, the official partner of the MPBL. With OKBet, together we win. Javi, bonito.
Thank you, Mika. What a ball game that was between the Quezon Huskers and the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. We had to go into overtime. The Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards losing for only the 4th time this season. What a victory para sa Quezon Huskers. A lot of us haven't even tried to get over it yet. Our games tomorrow happening at the Muntinlupa Sports Center. It's going to be Valenzuela against Gensan at 4 o'clock p.m. The Pampanga Giant Lanterns against the Makati OKBet Kings in a showdown between 2 of the top squads in the Northern Division. And in our main game, the Muntinlupa Cagers will be trying to battle it out with the Caloocan Batang Kankalu at 8 o'clock p.m. Maraming salamat sa pagdalo sa aming coverage, mga kaibigan. Thank you so much for joining us. What a triple header it has been here at the Quezon Convention Center. For my partner, Coach Juanito Gregorio, for our courtside reporter, Ms. Mika Bisamis, and for all the hardworking men and women of our production crew, this has been Javi Palanya saying good night from Lucena City. Ito ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.